Guys, welcome to your next project. We are going to be creating a one-point perspective city utilizing one-point perspective and some of the information you learned from our Introduction to Perspective assignment. You are going to need your sketchbook, a pencil, a good eraser, and definitely a ruler. So let's get ready. In this lesson, you are going to review the rules of perspective. You're going to draw a city in one-point perspective. You're going to learn how to draw some overlapping buildings. You're going to show depth, and you're going to add details to your artwork. Your finished product will look something like this before you put in the additional details I am assigning you. But first, let's go over the rules of perspective, some of which you learned in the introduction. Rule number 1, outside scenes often have a horizon line. Inside scenes don't, but both have a vanishing point. Rule number 2, the sides that face us, the regular shapes, are just normal shapes. They do not utilize the vanishing point. The side that goes back towards the distance shows the depth. It uses the vanishing point. Here's a tip. When you need to draw a lot of lines to a vanishing point, like if you were going to draw windows on a building, don't draw the whole line. Just draw the part of the line you need. This will help keep your piece of paper cleaner. All right, let's get ready. And remember, draw it light till you get it right. You're going to begin by placing your sketchbook in front of you horizontally. That means side to side. You are then going to draw a horizon line in the middle of your paper. Disregard what it says here. I want it in the middle. You are then going to choose a vanishing point, again in the middle of your paper. Next, you're going to divide the bottom portion into 2 lines for your street, just like you see here. Please use your ruler. Every step of this requires a ruler and straight lines. If your lines are not straight and accurate, the composition will not make sense. Then lightly divide your top portion into 2 lines. These will be the portions of our buildings. All right, let's get ready to roll. Start with 2 vertical lines on the right side of your paper. This is going to be your first building. These lines will be straight, reaching from your bottom perspective line to your top perspective line, just like you see here. Next, you're going to put in the bottom and the top of your building. This line will go directly to your vanishing point. Remember, you only have to darken the portion of the line that will indicate your building. Next, you're going to add the wall of the building that faces us. Because it faces us, we do not need to use the vanishing point. This is just a regular old rectangle. So you're just going to draw a straight horizontal line. You may see your line at the bottom of the building on your page. Also draw a straight horizontal line there. See, just so you remember, the wall that faces us does not use the vanishing point. The wall that shows depth uses the vanishing point. Next, we're going to draw a door. The top and the bottom of your door will go to the vanishing point. The sides of your door will be straight vertical lines. You're next going to use the vanishing point to create some windows on your building. Remember, only draw the parts you need. All of these windows will go to the vanishing point. The windows that wrap around to the front side of your building will again be straight horizontal lines. Next, you're going to start your second building, the same as the first. Make sure you leave a small space in between your first building. That means you are going to draw the top and the bottom buildings to the vanishing point. The sides of the building will be straight vertical lines. Next, you're going to put in the side of your building. These will be straight horizontal lines to create the wall that is facing us. Next, you're going to make a door. This must be the same height as your first door and use the vanishing point. Create details on your building. I'd like you to try to make some separate windows like you see here. Again, the top and the bottom will go to the vanishing point. The sides will be straight vertical lines. Now you're going to create a third building. Notice that all the buildings are varying in heights to make your composition more interesting. Start with doing the front of your building where you'll have the sides that are straight vertical lines and the top and the bottom that will go to your vanishing point. Next, you'll put in the sides of your building, the part that's facing us. These will be straight horizontal lines. And finally, you'll put in your door, again at the same height as your first and your second doors. And a large sign in the front. The bottom and top of the sign will go to your vanishing point. The sides will be straight vertical lines. If you have room, make a few more little buildings that go off into the distance. Next, we're going to attack the other side of the road by drawing multiple objects at once. You're going to draw lines along the vanishing point, leaving a little space in between them. Make the lines shorter as they go off into the distance. So on your bottom vanishing point, you're going to be drawing lines just like you see here, smaller as they go off into the distance. Next, you're going to use each line to create a wall. The sides of your wall will be straight vertical lines. The top of your wall will go to your vanishing point. Make them a variety of heights. Next, you are going to add the horizontal lines to create the sides of the building that faces us. These buildings will overlap, just like you see here. The lines of the part of the building facing us will go horizontal, straight. Continue adding sides to all of your buildings. Next, add all of your doors utilizing the same technique. Now, take a second to clean up your work. Erase any extra lines before we move on to the next part. We're now going to be putting a road in our composition. Add multiple 2 lines on each side for the road. This will give us the illusion of sidewalk, curb, or road. These lines must go to the vanishing point. Next, you are going to use your vanishing point to create the white dotted line in the middle of the road. Start at your vanishing point and work out to the thickness of your lines. Next, you are going to put the horizontal hashing in so that your lines end, like you see here. You are not going to shade your road. We'll talk about that later. All right, we are going to be putting second stories on our buildings. Start with the side that faces us and begin with just a regular old shape like you see here. Next, you're going to put the side of your building in that goes to the vanishing point to show depth. Again, you just need to do the top now because your bottom of your second story is already done. So, the top of your building will go to your vanishing point showing depth. The side of your building will go straight vertical. Here we'll start with the side that shows depth using the vanishing point. Top uses the vanishing point, sides go straight up and down. Next, you're going to use a horizontal line to create a regular rectangle to end your building. See how it floats behind the others? Using these techniques, add more buildings on the right side of your city, like you see here. We are not going to be doing shading during this portion of the project. We are going to complete our composition in the style of a candy land with lots of great details. I have attached some examples of what I would like and some ideas. But I really would like you to use your imagination to bring your buildings and your city street alive. This is an example of a one-point perspective city. Notice some of the details show depth and use the vanishing point. You can create some of those details too. Use shading, colors, and different line weights. All right, I'm sure that has been a lot of information. I went rather quickly through the video, but of course I'm going to attach the PowerPoint so that you can go slower through the process. I'm also going to attach some examples. If you have any questions or are concerned that you're doing something wrong, please just email me a picture of what you have done and we'll figure it out. Good luck, and I know you can do it.